Shooting USA is brought to you by SnapSafe and the full line of TrekLite lockboxes. Affordable security for home or travel. Get 15% off with code SUSA15 at snapsafe.com.
There's no doubt you recognize this optic, the EOTech Holographic weapon sight. It's often mistaken as just another red dot. But there is so much science and technology wrapped up in this little package that it's no wonder it's the choice of elite warfighters and law enforcement. But how do they do it? Well, we're off to Ann Arbor, Michigan for the answers. There is a presence when you visit EOTech at their facility in Ann Arbor, Michigan. The first thing you see just inside the door, the multiple patents that make these the finest battle sights money can buy. And it all starts with the hologram.
We have been in the holography business a very long time. We are the best-in-class holographic weapon sight out there. And proof of that is what our customers say about us, both in the civilian, military, and law enforcement community.
The design, manufacturing, assembly, testing, qualification, all is conducted under this roof over here. So that's one of the unique things with EOTech.
The optical path is the secret to our HWS. If we don't have the optical path, if we don't have the holography, you don't have all the advantages of the HWS.
The HWS, or holographic weapons sight, is often mistaken as just another red dot. This is something totally different. And to understand why, we must first learn how. It begins with an extremely powerful laser. This glass plate will soon have the holographic image of the circle and dot exposed an infinite number of times.
A hologram is created when two beams of light interact and cause a material to become deformed on a very small scale. And when that material has light shone through it again at the correct angle, then you get a transmission hologram.
This is a pretty straightforward recording process, but the process that we use in order to make it transparent and keep it transparent and it doesn't degrade or darken as it ages, that is a hard process.
And as you'd imagine, the specifics are a closely held secret. But once the images are exposed, the layout is tested, then cover plates are bonded to each side of the image plate and cured with UV light. Later, a protective film is applied, and the image plate is positioned in a water jet. With the cutting complete, the protective film is removed and the image is clean. The key element, the holographic image, is ready to head to assembly. There, the housing begins its journey. First, with the addition of the collimator mirror, precisely bonded in the roof of the housing. This will focus the beam of light created by the laser module that will be added later. State-of-the-art adhesives are applied and cured with a UV flood oven. Now the holographic image is placed in the housing. The adhesives are carefully applied. Now the front window is added to the housing. The final step for the housing assembly is a measurement of the collimator mirror on the X and Y axis. This will be vital later for windage and elevation correction. Bonding ends with a close inspection and cleaning. Now the assembly of the flex body. The gradient lens is installed and bonded. The assembly is weighed to ensure the proper amount of adhesive has been applied. The elevation adjustment components are installed. The battery housing is installed. The primary mirror is glued to the base, and the base is installed with the help of an alignment fixture. And finally, the rail mount is installed. Now it's the laser module, along with the Z-axis spacer. This spacer sets the parallax at 200 meters. Windage and elevation adjustment is tested, and the module is torqued into place with 2 passes. Then every sight gets a ride in the recoil test rig. Windage and elevation adjustment travel are tested again. Then each site is pressurized and purged with nitrogen before a final full system inspection. Painstaking attention to detail and the constant evolution of the process delivers a sighting system that is second to none. But coming next, we'll learn more about the abuse these sights can take. It's all in making the EOTech HWS the best you can get.
The .22 Advanced Rifle Cartridge easily outperforms all other .22 caliber cartridges in its class, producing .22 250 performance in an AR-15 platform. The .22 ARC is engineered to take full advantage of the most aerodynamic .22 caliber bullets. This means tighter groups, increased accuracy, and an exceptional shooting experience. .22 Advanced Rifle Cartridge from Hornady.
We've seen the process of building an EOTech holographic weapon sight, and now the attention turns to the torture these sights can endure. It's all in making the finest weapon sight money can buy. Before an EOTech HWS becomes the eye-catcher on your sport rifle, know that it has passed battle-proven torture testing.
We are a value leader. We put a lot of investment behind product development, product testing. What the consumer gets, in most cases, it's been engineered beyond their imagination. Because we're really doing this for the professional warrior or law enforcement, and consumers, they reap the benefit of everything that we're putting into the product.
Joe Veltri and Richard Beers make it their #1 priority to test these sights to the limits.
That is what a testing engineer is really, their core job, is to make sure that product going out the door, it meets the spec. And more importantly, that's one word that we use in the engineering world. More importantly for the customer, it's not going to fail on them out there.
With any weapon system, there is a concern for the phenomenon known as thermal drift. This occurs when there is a drastic change in temperature, say 70 C immediately down to a frigid -45 C. The oven to freezer system is unique enough, but what about a system to test the actual effects on the sight? Before EOTech and the HWS, it didn't exist.
This is one of 3 systems, customized systems we have developed over the last couple of years to measure thermal drift on our products through their extreme temperature operating conditions. So down to -20, -40 degrees C, up to 50 or 60 degrees C. We're not aware of any other competitor or any company that has this state-of-the-art test equipment to be able to measure real-time thermal movement of the product.
It's not just hot and cold. There's underwater testing as well, and extreme recoil, far stronger than the testing in the assembly area.
So we can set our G-forces, and we can actually do our qualification at a much higher G-force level in this machine here in the test lab. We're talking at 12 or 13, 1400 Gs. The energy is transferred from the hammer through the shuttle, through the rails, onto the product, simulating the product being on a rifle.
The concept of destructive testing really comes through when Mike Kroll gets involved.
Unlike a reflex sight, you don't need the front glass for the sight to work. So if you have a catastrophic situation, a concussion, roadside bomb, or anything like that, and the front glass is blown out, if you clear the debris out of it, the sight's still functioning. But what's even more remarkable is that if the back glass gets destroyed, and there's any portion of it left, you're still able to use the sight and still be on target and still be on zero.
A lot of it is also based on our ongoing monitoring of the data. So every day we would destroy about 24 to 28 sites internally here as part of our destructive testing as an investment in making sure that the parts that we do ship out meet all our stringent requirements.
There is nothing else like it. Everyone here knows it because lives depend on it.
The concept of safety, the concept of quality, the concept of top performance and technology is something that all of our team members carry with them every single day they're here at the job.
It boils down to these have to work every time, 100%, because somebody's life depends on this.
I mean, one, it's awesome to hear that you're making a product that's known for being the best. I mean, that just feels good.
The whole atmosphere, the whole culture here is built on giving our warfighters, our first responders, the best equipment that they can have. I know how important this is because, lives depend on it.
I gave a buddy of mine an EXPS 3.0 a couple years ago for making it onto the SWAT team, and he let me know that it's saved his life 3 times. So knowing that my optic that's going through me could potentially save somebody's life, it's a whole new ballgame.
There has to be an additional sense of pride knowing that it's made here by American workers in Michigan.
Correct, 100%, and built right here in Michigan.
Thanks again for tuning into the Shooting USA YouTube channel. We hope you enjoyed the content. A couple of notes. Make sure you take advantage of SUSA15 at snapsafe.com. That's our discount code that saves you 15% on anything from SnapSafe, and that gets to be some big money when you start talking about modular safes and vault doors. Also, if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our new content. As always, a like and a comment helps us with that algorithm.